Hello, it's your boy Rahim here. I've been asked so many times how to get good tradesmen, how to get builders and tradesmen to work with that are reliable and that can do the job you've asked them to do. Because we all know builders, if you're an investor, we all know builders are very, very hard to get hold of, and they are not the most reliable people you could work with, right? It's very hard to manage and very difficult for them to finish a task. So people are struggling. So many property investors popping into my office every single day asking me what's the best way to get builders, or what's the best thing to do to ensure your builders or your tradesmen are people that that could really do the job you've asked them to do, and they are the people that you would want to work with for a very long time. So in this video, I'm going to share how to choose the right tradesmen, right, to work with to renovate your project or to do your development project, whatever project you are working on. Okay, before we get going, if you like this video or any of my videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these tutorials. Right, let's get to it. Tradesmen are very difficult to work with. They are people that you have to be on top of the game, right? You know, when they call leadership, monitor and control is where that works. Basically, you have to be very, I know you can be flexible, but you have to know when it's seriousness is seriousness, right? When they need to hit a deadline, they need to hit the deadline. So first of all, what you need to do basically to find in them, you need to find the right people to work with. Right, first of all, where to find these people? Some people go on Gumtree. Gumtree is a very good place to find them, by the way, right? But there are some other avenues where you know they are insured, where you know they've been working for few years and they've got some certain reviews on those platforms. Plus, platform like Builders Merchant is a good place to go and ask the Builders Merchant if they know any renovation company or any builder that they think is reliable to work with. You can go to these people and ask them, okay, whether they can recommend builders, because they know the serious builders and they know the people who are really always there looking for material. So they'll recommend you to those people. In some cases, the people will be a very good people to work with. And there's a website called My Builder. Also, My Builder is a website that most tradesmen register themselves as a professional tradesmen that work with landlords or homeowners to develop or renovate their properties. And another company to get these people from is Checkertrade. Checkertrade also is a very good platform where you will be able to actually source a very good tradesman. Again, regardless where you source them from, you have to be on top of the game, okay? You have to know what you're looking for and obviously learn from them as well to understand exactly what you need. And the other places where you could find good tradesmen would be property events, property seminars, etc. And also a DIY shop. Your local DIY shop also would know people like the handyman and all that sort of people that you may be able to work with, okay? So I know you've got them from these different platforms, but we need to understand whether these are the sort of people we want to work with. So there are some few questions you need to ask them before you hire them, okay? So the number one question you want to ask them is, can the builder provide a testimonial of a happy customer? Can they provide you a review, for example? Can they show you someone who said, I'm really happy with the work they've done? And then obviously they will be happy to recommend them. And again, not just from one person, you need to do a minimum of 3 people, okay? And the second question you need to ask them if they can personally work for you and they will not subcontract your work to someone else. Because sometimes they will say they can do all the project for you, but what they end up doing is to subcontract it to someone else. And then obviously if there's any hiccups from that side of the deal, that then delays your project as well. Recently we had that issue in one of my projects. This guy a gentleman took on my job and then he subcontracted it, and then obviously we had some hiccups. We had to let go of that actual builder and get another new builder in the north, and then that also delayed the process of what we were doing. So ensure that they're not subcontracting with anybody else. And also ask them if they're in property themselves, if they are property investors. Because if they're property investors, it helps you a lot more, because then you know, right? You don't have to explain so many stuff for them to understand. They know exactly what you're on about and they would help you get to the end line. And ask them if they're happy to have a contract with you, right? To say when they're going to start and when they're going to complete, right? And then in that contract, you also have silos or milestones of when and how you need to pay them, right? And always keep a retainer, right? For any nagging. If anything happens after a couple of weeks, or say 3 weeks or 4 weeks, or say Whatever agreement whatever sort of agreement you've come to, make sure you've got that. Hold that fee until those periods are gone, okay? And also ask them if they're experienced in what you are doing, right? Say, for example, you're converting a property from a straight buy-to-let or from a normal house to a HMO property. You need to find out if that builder has already done that sort of project, because if they haven't done it, you don't want them to start with you. Right, you want to find someone who's already done what you're asking them to do. Again, experience is key there. This is why it's very important for you to understand that in the first place before you even hire them. Say, I'm doing this conversion. Have you done it before? If they have, fantastic. If they haven't, find someone else. If it's just straight buy-to-let, ask them if they've done a buy-to-let before. If they've done that sort of renovation before. If they had, fantastic. If they haven't, walk away, because some of them may just being painting and decorating a room or something like that. They haven't done that sort of massive project. So it's vitally important to know if they've done what you want them to do. The other question you want to ask them is, do they want to educate with you? Are they actively learning about their trades as well as properties? Right? Because builders, you can learn a lot from this. Until today, I do not know all the names of the materials in a property, right? I learn from the builders. They tell me what it is, and then I then learn from it, and then obviously improve myself going forward. So ask them if they're willing to learn with you, and also refer you to other people who are looking to sell on their properties, okay? So these are the things that you need to be asking. And also in terms of the review, I need to go back to it, is you have to absolutely go and see the work they're currently doing. Okay, don't look at the photos, look at the photos, ask them if there's a chance you could go and see their real life project. The reason why you do that is because you want to know, one, if they are actual builders, if they're doing the work themselves. Number two, and you also know whether they are tidy workers, because you don't want to have a messy tradesman in your property. And number four, you can see the sort of people they work with, right? That would help you gauge and understand what it is this sort of people is, because when you visit their project, you can see how the projects are going, whether it's messy or not, whether they're messing about and all that sort of thing. And also it helps you get to know their work ethic, right? And also you have to get a minimum of 3 tradespeople per job. Okay, so if you're looking to scheme the whole house, you need to have 3 plasterers, not just one, right? You need to have 3 of them, right? Book them in, all 3 of them, right? Pretend like you're going to take them all on. You know why? Because one of them may turn out to be a time waster, or they may have got another project slightly higher than what you've agreed on. They will just bug off and go and do that job. So if you've got 3 people, if the number 1 person fail, you've got the second person. If the second person bug off, you've got the third person. Okay, always have 3 people for one type of job, just in case the one dropped out or the second one dropped out, you've got the third person, right? So always do that, okay? And again, if you like this video or any of my videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these videos. And I'm running a free property investment training where I share all the most recent property strategies I use to get me to where I am today. And I'm also doing a free strategic call. You can call me, we can spend 30 minutes for free, talk about properties, what you want to get into. If you're already in it, we want to get a momentum, I'm happy to talk to you about anything you want to talk about, and it's completely free. It's just a consultation just to know where you are and how we may be able to help you. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to sharing the next video.